Hi, this is Timothy Schutte with Exit Realty Capital City and the Timothy Schutte Real Estate Team. Welcome back to my YouTube blog. Again, we are with JC Diaz with Movement Mortgage, and we're going to talk about debt to income. And one of the things that is needed for qualification.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you again for having me, Tim. So debt to income ratio, this is probably one of the most important factors when we're pre-approving somebody for a mortgage. Okay. What it is simply a calculation that determines how much people can afford, right? And so that is based on the maximum qualification amount, or it could simply be based on what the client has budgeted for payment. Mm-hmm. We take their monthly income, typically calculated on a gross basis, mm-hmm. and then we compare that to their current liabilities, okay. Everything that shows up on the credit report, credit cards, car payments, could be another mortgage, mm-hmm. For example. And then we plug in the new payment for the mortgage, and based on that calculation, we're able to approve somebody for a mortgage.
Gotcha. So you said based on the mortgage for the new house, right?
Correct. We take that into consideration.
Is that just principal and interest, or what's included in that?
So on the payment is the payment is based on principal, interest, taxes, homeowners insurance, mortgage insurance, depending on the loan program. Okay.
What about homeowner association fees for like a condo townhome?
On a condominium or townhome, we do have to account for the HOA dues, even though they're not part of the actual payment.
They're not part of it, but they're really tied to it, and there's no way around that payment.
Absolutely.
That's probably where it comes.
So we have to account.
That makes sense. So creatively, like some people used to talk about creative financing a lot more than they do today. What scenario-wise, I think I've seen somebody that had car payments, but their cars only had a little bit of left on there. Or how can you get it to say that somebody wanted to buy a $250,000 instead of a $200,000 house, but they had those other liabilities?
Absolutely.
And they may have had more cash or more equity in their property.
Yes.
What can you do there to qualify somebody to get into the house that they want, that allows them not to spend the most amount of money, but to be in the house the longest? That's the key to me.
This is where we get creative, Tim, with what we have up front. Yep. And what we're looking is at the entire picture, not just the loan application. You're exactly right. There are cases where the client is able to pay off a particular credit card to eliminate the payment, or pay off a vehicle loan to eliminate the payment. In most cases, as long as they have the liquid assets available, mm-hmm. we're able to work a pre-approval out based on that activity. Okay,
gotcha. I've seen that work pretty well. I know like a bunch of like I come from the generation where student loans can be 7, 8, 10, 12%.
Yeah. And
there's equity in houses or something like that, or they want to put that 20% down or 10%. And I've said, pay off the student loans first,
right?
Because the interest rate's higher and it's not as much of a deductible for them.
Yep. Now keep in mind that the student loan payments could be potentially higher than normal. So what we do is we take a conservative approach when it comes to student loans. Even if they're deferred, we do have to account for a certain percent of the balance.
Gotcha.
It's the education part of the consult, right? Yeah. That allows us to make that decision based on what's best for the client.
Thank you for the information, JC. I think that's very helpful. Both JC and I have helped a lot of clients through their financial situations with real estate, without real estate, and it really comes down to what's the best long-term solution for you. It's not about getting into the biggest house or the biggest loan. It's about making your life the best that it can be. Again, Timothy Schutte with Exit Realty Capital City and the Timothy Schutte Real Estate Team. And feel free to reach out to JC or I if you ever have any financial questions.